In this video, we're going to take a look at the applications of the law of cosines. The law of cosines, just like the law of sines, allows us to work with triangles that are not right triangles. And as a result, this law can be used to solve the same types of problems. However, because the law of cosines allows us to work with triangles with different given information in terms of whether we have a side-side-side triangle versus a side-angle-side triangle, we can apply this law to different scenarios. So we're basically going to be looking at the same types of problems, but based on whether our given information is in a different location, we might be applying the law of cosines instead of the law of sines to get us started. But remember, when we're using the law of cosines, we start out with the law of cosines, but our second step always just takes us right back to the law of sines anyway. But that starting step might start with the law of cosines. So let's go ahead and take a look at what these problems might look like. So let's look at one where we're looking at when two airplanes leave an airport at the same time on different runways, and one flies directly north at 400 miles per hour and the other airplane flies on a bearing of northeast 75 degrees at 350 miles per hour. How far apart will the airplanes be after 2 hours? So what we have here is a directional problem and a speed problem, and we want to know how far apart they'll be after 2 hours. So we can represent this problem with a triangle, and we have known distances. So we have side lengths of a triangle, and we have degrees because we're going direction at an angle, and we can make a triangle out of this, and therefore we can apply our law of cosines. And we can solve for any unknown information that we want to know. So let's draw a sketch and see what we're going to use in order to determine. So before you draw your sketch, go ahead and, if you need to, remind yourself where these directions are going. Let me get my pen fired up here. So remember, we have the north direction is up. South is going this way, east goes to the right, and west is going over here to the left. All right, sometimes it's helpful just to draw that just for reference to help yourself remember. So two airplanes leave an airport at the same time on different runways. One flies directly north at 400 miles per hour, so one's going up this way, all right, up here to the north, and the other plane flies at a bearing of northeast with a 75-degree change there from north. So at 350 miles per hour, how far apart will they be after 2 hours? All right, so let's see if we can't make a sketch there. So after 2 hours, the plane flying at 400 miles per hour has traveled about 800 miles. So let's see that. Oops, I did not mean to make that mark right there. Got a little bit ahead of myself. So we're going to go, we got a plane going north right here. And you know what? I swear in the last video, I made my pen a little bit bigger and now it's too big. All right, I got a plane going north. That's north. And that is going to be a distance of 800 because we've gone 2 hours at 400 miles per hour. And then I've got another plane that's going off of north, but going northeast with an angle of 75 degrees. So we're going to call this 75 degrees right here. And that one is going to be 700. Is going to be the distance on that one. So I know that they're both flying 2 hours, And my question is asking me how far apart will they be. So what my question basically is asking me, if my one plane is here and one plane is here, it's asking me what will this distance be. So I can just label my planes. I can label my points. So I'm just going to label this A, B, and C here. So it's asking me then, since I labeled this, I'm going to call that side B. It's asking me what that side's going to be, what that length is going to be. I could have labeled them anything, but that's what I'm going to label them. I could have labeled them in another direction. I could have labeled this C, B, and A. Or, I could have put them anyway. I just need to make sure that I choose the right formula set up based on how I labeled. So I'm going to use my law of cosines to find this. So I'm going to use law of cosines. Okay, so because I've gone 2 hours, in case you aren't sure, I didn't write it down, this is 200, or 2 times 400 miles per hour, and this is 2 times 350 because I've gone 2 hours. That's why those are those numbers. All right, so my law of cosines tells me that I have b squared equals a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cosine b. And I'm choosing that one because I labeled b my included angle right here. So my b squared value is my unknown. I don't know what b squared is. I don't know what b is. And a is going to be my 700 because it's opposite my a angle. So 700 squared plus c squared, which is opposite c, which is going to be 800, minus 2 times a, which we've said is 700, times c, which we've said is 800, times cosine of 75, which is going to equal b squared equals, if I do this arithmetic, I'm going to get 840,122.60 or 670. So then I need to take the square root in order to solve for b. Which is approximately 917. I'm not going to keep any decimals because we're going to just round to the nearest mile. So after 2 hours, the planes are approximately 917 miles apart. Take a look at another example. This one comes directly out of the book. It's number 41 in Blitzer. Find the distance across the lake from A to C to the nearest yard using the measurements that are shown in the image. So in this one, we're given that side C is 140 yards and side A is 160, and that we have the included angle B of 80 degrees. So we're going to use the law of cosines to find the distance across the lake here from A to C is where we're trying to find. So this is actually side B. This is what we want to know. We want to know that distance right there. So we're going to use the law of cosines, which is going to be the one that has cosine B at the end, because that's the one we want to know, and that's the one that is the included angle, that's the angle we're given. So we're going to use b squared equals a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cosine b. We use this one because this is the angle we're given right here. That's how we know which one to use. So we just plug in our values here. B squared. A squared is the side opposite angle A is 160 squared plus C squared, the side opposite angle C, is 140 squared minus 2 times 160 times 140 times cosine of 80. Remember, your calculator needs to be in degrees when you enter that in, or it's not going to give you the right result. B squared is going to equal 25,600 plus 19,600 minus 7,779 grab your calculator. You should get 37,421. I rounded, and I get B equals the square root of 37,421, because in order to isolate B, I need to take the square root of both sides. I want to round to the nearest yard when I take the square root. So I'm going to get B equals, or B is approximately 193. So the distance is approximately 193 yards. And those are two examples of application problems that you might be asked to solve.